That's a four-cylinder model. How fucking ignorant can you be? Look at this guy and his stupid fluffy dog. Oh, I got it from my grandpa. How many cylinders? Like, 4 probably. What a fucking stupid ass motherfucker. Looks the part. This is a really, really nice car. $8,500. Yeah, he thinks so too, huh? I legitimately hate that guy. I've hated him for years. This thing is really something. What is that even? U.S. Marine Corps? Did this guy get a Purple Heart or something? What about that rust hole in the back? Maybe your vehicle needs a Purple Heart. 97 Ford diesel van. What diesel did they put in these? It was like a 6.0. Oh, 447 on it. So it must not have been a 6.0. Just bomb through this real quick. Ford Bronco, 20 grand. 65,000 miles on the 5-digit Men's Warehouse odometer. A loaded XLT, Sirius offers only. How about Sirius sellers only? 318 Touring, 5-speed, 90,000 miles, imported from Germany last year. Drives like it's new. So you were obsessed with it for like 3 months and then you realized it wasn't really that great. Yep, I would love to take that mantle from you. Nissan Juke Turbo. Is this what I think it is? I remember these. Yeah, I've got a story about one of these things, but I remember back when these were new. So I worked at a nuclear power plant called Sharon Harris, and I worked rotating shift. I worked days, I worked nights. I basically lived there. Anyways, so one night I was catching a ride in a security guard's truck out to a far-flung protected area of the plant where I had to, security has to escort you out there. And so this is back 2015, 2016 time frame. And it's midnight, 2 a.m., somewhere in that neighborhood. It's pitch black. There's not many cars in the parking lot. And I hop in the security guard's truck. And you know, you always made small talk in the security guard truck whenever you were in there. And we're coming around the parking lot, and the guy, I had a brand new FRS, 2015 FRS. I bought it the day I got that job at that power plant. The day, my first Monday at that nuclear power plant, I got out of work, I drove straight to the local Toyota dealership, bought a brand new FRS. Only time I ever did that. And I was so proud of that car. And me and the security guard are tooling around this parking lot, and he points over at my car and he goes, "You see that little white car right there?" My car was white. He says, "You see that little white car right there? That is the ugliest car, man. I can't believe that thing. I am not about that. Man, who would drive that?" Oh, and I'm sitting there in the passenger seat like... Like, number one, what do I say? Number two, I thought the FRS was pretty universally regarded as an attractive vehicle. Anyways, it turned out that after a couple seconds, I realized, oh, I'm parked next to a white Nissan Juke. And that's what he was pointing at. And so that's my overarching Nissan Juke memory. But for a minute there, he really had me going. Oh, that was a good time. 2007 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Classic LS2. This thing's got a lot of miles on it. It's got a crew cab and a topper. Only thing missing is the radio. Yeah, and all of its dignity. Yeah, malaise. I don't. This isn't really. This is kind of. It's kind of post malaise. It's kind of more like GM went through the malaise era, kind of like fighting and swinging drunkenly. This is more like after they had finally lost the fight and been beaten into submission, they were like, "Oh, fine, we'll just buy Toyotas and resell them." Yeah, the interior has been... Man, it looks like the interior, they were keeping like one of those... What are they called? Cockatiels? Or those like stupid yappy birds that people keep in their houses? One of my best friends growing up, they had one of those stupid... I think they still have that stupid thing. It was a fucking blight on society, that bird. And they kept it in their kitchen for decades and just sat there and fucking squawked and like added no value to the household, you know? Just a complete piece of shit. Looks like somebody took one of those little birds and just like jammed it in the front of this car. Saturn Ion 1, low miles. Read ad before contacting. Car runs and drives just past some issues, but has issues. I'm curious what the issues are. Does not go past 65. May need a shift solenoid. May need a shift solenoid. That's, if you got that on your bingo card this morning, we got one of them. Has not been fully diagnosed. I'm so shocked. Truck is a cherry example of a 7.3. This guy is too proud of this thing. I do not think that this is a $15,000 vehicle. I do not think that. I think that if he likes it that much. What's the old saying? If you like your health insurance, you can keep it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying about that truck. If you like... If you like your truck so much, you can keep it. Let's see, 68 Coupe de Ville. Yeah, I don't know about your matte paint job. I'm sure he thinks that adds a ton of value. And the customized interior? Yeah, because that's the last thing you would want in your 1968 car, is the original shit from 1968. Oh yeah, let's get some stuff that a redneck bought at AutoZone back in 2007. Yeah, that's what you really want, right? Toyota Camry CE, this thing's got some stories. What are we going to say about that? New brakes and tie rod ends. Yeah, why would you say new tie rod ends? But this thing, so he had a friend with several residents. Is this a V8 at least? No. Well, he had several residences. Apparently he needed several more cylinders. Cheap ass. It's a hard time to be searching for these. I'm going to Dothan, Alabama tomorrow, so I could search and see what Dothan has, but I already know the answer to what Dothan has. Executive work truck. Tell me about that in West Cobb. Well, I guess just about anybody looks like an executive compared to your average West Cobb resident.